Hazard. It is anything that has the potential to cause harm or damage to person, environment, companies, property, and equipment. The following are the hazards in excavation. Collapse of sites. Materials, people, and vehicles falling into the excavation. People being struck by plant. Proximity of stored materials or spoils. Contact with overhead power lines. Instability of ground due to weather conditions. Proximity of nearby structure. Manual handling injuries. Contact with hazardous substances. Contact with underground services. Entrapment or the inrush or seepage of water. Access and egress to the excavation. The instability of the excavation due to ground vibration. Fumes from the activity which may result in asphyxiation, fire, and explosion. Excessive noise due to the operation of machineries. And fall from heights. The following are the hazards in a confined space. Difficult access and egress which makes escape and rescue problematic. Accumulation of vapors, gases, or fumes. Explosion due to gases and vapors. Oxygen enrichment and oxygen deficiency. Fall of materials leading to possible head injuries. Electrocution from unsuitable equipment. Drowning due to flooding. Temperature extremes. Claustrophobic effect due to restricted space. Diseases from animal waste, infected materials, or microorganism. Noise resulting from the use of equipment or activity. And last, toxic and flammable atmospheres. The following are the hazards associated with demolition work. Falls from height or on the same level. Falling debris. Premature collapse of the structure being demolished. Dust and fumes. The silting up of drainage system by dust. The problems arising from spilled fuel oils. Manual handling. Presence of asbestos and other hazardous substances. Noise and vibration from heavy plant and equipment. Electric shock. Fires and explosion from the use of flammables and explosive substances. Smoke from burning waste timber. Pneumatic drills and power tools. The existence of services such as electricity, gas, and water. And collision with heavy plant and machineries. The principal hazards associated with electricities are electric shock, electric burns from the heating effect of the current, electrical fires and explosion from sparks in flammable atmospheres, arcing, secondary injuries like fall from ladder. The following are the hazards associated with the use of ladder. Poor maintenance of ladders, incorrect use of ladders like in an unsafe manner, incorrect or inappropriate locations applicable to the type of ladder available, like metal ladder used near power lines. The following are the hazards in the scaffolding. Contact with overhead power lines. Scaffold collapse due to overloading. Materials and tools falling from the scaffold. Struck by parts of a collapsing scaffold. Fall from heights due to the absence of edge protection. Impact or vibration from plant or vehicles operating near the scaffold. Instability of scaffold due to the adverse weather condition. Unauthorized access of pedestrians or the public in the perimeter of the scaffold. Collapse of scaffold due to being struck by plant. And improper use of ladder for access. The following are the hazards associated with the use of mobile equipments. Poor maintenance with defective brakes, tires, and steering. Poor visibility because of dirty mirrors and windows or loads which obstruct the driver's view. Operating on rough ground or steep regions which causes the mobile equipment to turn into its side 90 degrees plus or roll over 180 degrees or more. Carrying of passengers without the proper accommodation for them. People being flung out as they overturn and being crushed by the vehicles. Being crushed under wheels as the vehicle moves. Being struck by a vehicle or an attachment. Lack of driver training or experience. Underlying causes of poor management procedures and controls, safe working practices, information, instruction, training, and supervision. The following are the hazards associated with motor vehicle repair premises. Moving vehicles, damaged vehicles, fuel leakage, hot works like welding, cutting, grinding, and soldering, electrical short circuits on vehicles, exhaust emission from vehicles, vapors and fumes from paint spraying, storage and use of flammable substances, slippery surfaces due to spillage such as oil and fuel, poor working postures, fall from heights like working close to pits, use of lifting equipment, trailing cables like inspection lamps, damaged bodyworks giving sharp edges, noise from cutting operation, metal shaping, and engines without exhaust fitted, slips, trips, and fall hazards due to items left on the floor, and dust from grinding, sanding, brake fittings, and clutches. The following are the hazards associated with the use of rotary floor polisher. Entanglement of person in rotating part, slips, trips, and falls on wet slick surfaces, noise from the machine, vibration generated by the machine function, electrical hazards when considering wet substances and electrical components, ergonomic hazards resulting from exerting effort or excessive bodily forces to move the machine. The following are the hazards an employee will encounter when using petrol-driven chainsaw. Fire from petrol on hot part, entanglement in chain, trips and falls due to uneven surfaces, falling materials like wood and branches, burn from hot equipment parts, respiratory dust, noise from sewing operation, slips on wet surfaces, heat stress due to working outside with PPE, and impact due to chipping. The following are the mechanical hazards associated with moving parts of machineries: entanglement, trapping, collisions or impact, crushing, piercing, ejection, stabbing or puncture, friction or abrasion, shearing or severing, cutting, drawing in, and ejection of particles. The non-mechanical hazards encountered by machine operator are the following: noise, fumes, vibration, heat or fire, light, radiation, chemical and biological, temperature extremes. The following are the hazards associated with the use of pedestal drill: entanglement around the rotating spindle and chuck, contact with a cutting drill or workpiece, being struck by the workpiece if it rotates, being cut or punctured by fragments ejected from the rotating spindle and cutting device, drawing into the rotating drive belt and pulley, contact or entanglement with a rotating motor, electrical from faulty wiring or earthing or during maintenance, and possible health hazards from cutting fluids or dust given off during the process.